Hello there, my name is Lord Duffington of Frodshire. Today on the Geeky Dads podcast, I am joined by my good friend, Sir Michael
Humble Chuff the Third.
And today we are drinking some tea.
Yes, we are. It's very good.
Yes, Michael.
It's
and what
so delicious.
are we?
It's beautiful. It's very nice. I can't get enough of it, to be honest.
Yes, you can definitely taste the sea.
I wish I could have more.
Waste not, Michael.
I would never waste any.
Yes. All that special milk we got from the farm boys.
Yes. Can you hear the pigs in the background? I brought one home with me.
And did you use some extra lubricant?
No. No. It came already with lard.
Ooh, how very Yorkshire.
I don't know why all of a sudden I have an accent.
Neither do I, old boy. So this week, we are mainly going to be drinking tea and talking about the time our treacherous American cousins betrayed us and decided to leave our glorious, glorious union.
Oh, that's why I went German.
Deuce, seriously.
Yes?
I seriously can't take it anymore because Mike suddenly going from posh English to German for some reason. And then seriously. It's Independence Day films, guys. Independence Day films.
Okay.
You what? I mean, just wait. Wait a sec. I mean, I watched Mel Gibson's The Patriot 6 times in a row, making serious notes for nothing.
You watched Mel Gibson's anything for nothing.
This is true.
I think we just put this out as the podcast.
Quite possibly.
See you next week, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, well, I've ruined that for fuck. Hello there, and welcome to episode 24 of the Geeky Dads podcast.
Hello!
And joined this week, we have the full gang here. We've got Mike Shelch here.
Yay!
Got Craig Edwards.
Howdy.
And Chris Moss.
Good up.
Craig, I'm a little bit worried about you. Are you okay, huh?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
Well, you only said howdy. You normally say howdy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you missed a howdy. Oh my god, I just realised that. You're absolutely right. I'm concerned now. Why did
my OCD just went off the chart?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah. Like that's the whole intro again. Whole intro again. We have to. Like.
So, what's everybody been binging the past 7 days?
Not
Stranger
really
Things.
Oh, go on.
No, Craig, go on.
Oh, yeah, I have to say, I've not really been binging, but I've been playing Ninja Gaiden.
Nice.
What, the original?
No, the 3 new ones. Well, obviously number 1, then number 2. I completed number 2 and 1 and just started number 3. But I also been playing. I think they're brilliant. I played the first one, did the DLC and completed all that, but the second one's been brilliant as well. I don't know if anyone's played it. Little Nightmares.
Yeah, Little Nightmares.
Yeah,
it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've heard of it.
I love that game so much. Like I played the first one and I started the second one.
It's just so like
Jesus, it's dark.
Oh yeah.
The graphics are crap, but good. Like they're not crap.
There was a game.
Not crap. You look silly, like video. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, it's genuinely drawn. It's like artwork. It's pure artwork.
It's so good
before that, a game come out called Limbo, and that was the first game that like got me into that style of game, where like it was just sort of like a side-scrolling, like horror fest.
Yeah.
And then, and then
Limbo was the one with the spider.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, there is a spider in it, but like it's a little boy that you control. It's just silhouette, black on black.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's so amazing, and like what what they did with it then, and they took it and they ran with it and made these amazing artwork.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I say, it is good. The graphics are brilliant. Like, but I'm not saying like obviously it's just how they're drawn. Like, they look rubbish but good at the same time. Like,
they look fantastic. They don't look rubbish at all.
It's hard for me to explain it how I see it, but I know it is really good graphics. But I think they just look like how they are. They look silly, but it's good. Like I said, don't get me wrong. Obviously, the graphics are brilliant and everything, but in my mind, like I said, it just looks silly. But obviously, it's good as well. Like,
but
it
connects. What I find with it is it connects with you so much. So when the character dies, you actually feel a little hurt. Like, it genuinely like sort of like touches you a little bit, and you're like, oh fuck.
Like I said, like in the first Little Nightmares, it's like the chef. Like, I think he just looks stupid. But obviously, the graphics for it are brilliant.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
No,
like,
I get that.
I don't think obviously it's. Like I said, I won't say to the people who made it a crap. I think it isn't crap. It's brilliant.
No, I get what you're saying. Like,
it's how it is. But they've made a game so good. All it is literally just running around, like trying to survive.
Literally just trying to get from point A to point B. That's the whole
thing, because there's no combat. You don't attack these things. You have to dodge. You have to get around. You have to hide and run away and all this.
Well, I guess that's why the Dark Souls games like do so well, because people like having that sort of like battle.
And I was quite surprised because number 2 is a prequel as well to the first one.
I played the second one.
Little Nightmares 2 is a prequel to the first one.
Yeah, it is. And
I was quite surprised at that. But number 3 should be good when that comes out.
They are fantastic games, definitely.
Yeah,
and like,
I've really enjoyed them.
There was another game as well. So there was Limbo 2 as well. I don't know if you played that. They made a sequel to Limbo. Yeah, there was a Limbo 2, and that one was pretty damn good as well. Like, you should play that.
Yeah.
Again, they're all the same sort of idea. Just sort of like get through this section of the game without dying. It's a sectional game, which it's actually really cool, because I think there was a lot of games back in our childhood that were like that, like Commodore 64 games and stuff like that, that would take you from one section to the next and expect you to just get past that one section.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a Limbo 2. Just looking online. I'd have to have a look, because I know they've put the first Limbo back on Game Pass now. Because it did used to be on there ages ago, and then they took it off, and now it's back on. So, but I'll have to have a look on the website to see.
Have a crack, man.
Yeah, that's my week.
I did watch the last episode of Kenobi.
Kenobi was absolutely legendary.
It was just, I think we'll just have to do a podcast just about that alone.
I get 100%. I could do that. Yeah.
But yeah, so
I genuinely don't want to say anything about that, because spoilerific. Like, it was the last 2 episodes of that were as good as any Star Wars film that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wasn't overly, like, at first I wasn't overly enthusiastic about the duel, but by the end I was just blown away.
You're joking? You weren't too happy with the duel?
Just at the very beginning.
That's spoilers, by the way. Massive spoilers.
We all know it. They even talk in the trailers. This is like the second showdown between Vader and Obi-Wan. It's not spoiling it. I would say I was, the one Revenge of the Sith was just, in my mind anyway, legendary. But that one was it's a different. This one Obi-Wan is just that's all I'm saying. Completely different animal. First,
don't spoil it.
That's it. We'll wait. We'll wait. I mean, okay. Anybody else want to add anything?
I thought I had seen Independence Day 2 before, and it turns out that no, I hadn't. So I did.
I thought I'd seen Independence Day 2 before as well, Craig. And then I watched it again and went, I don't remember this at all because it's boring as fuck.
Well, this is it. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
later.
we'll get to people definitely. So,
Mikey just called Chris Craig as well.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he keeps doing it.
Look, I've been out in Liverpool all day drinking, so like
he's been outside in the outside place.
I've been outside in the outside world.
His brain is leaking out of his nose.
Yes, it is. So if I call you Craig or Chris, Craig, either of you, I'm sorry. I love you both.
I'd take it as a compliment.
Thank you, Craig. By the way, I did that on purpose.
Okay, so in 1996, I was sat at home watching. I mean, the only way we saw trailers in 1996, this is before the internet, was on the US top 10 movies you get on the Sky Movies channel. This is when we only had 2 Sky Movies as well, by the way. You had Sky Movies and Sky Premiere and Sky Movies Max or something like that. And anyway, one of those always showed the US top 10 films, and this film came on that was number 1. Apparently it made loads of money, and then they showed this trailer, and my word, it just blew me away. Will Smith wakes up in the morning, looks out the window, and there's a big ship that's covering the entire city, and the
he doesn't look out the window.
Okay, sorry.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, sorry.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He walks out, picks up his newspaper. His kid points at is shooting and like at the sky and going pew pew pew, and he's like, "What are you shooting?" He's like, "The aliens." And then
he doesn't say that in the trailer.
Side-eyeing his neighbours.
Like,
doesn't even see this massive thing.
Doesn't even notice it. Picks up the newspaper and walks outside.
Listen, this was 1996. This is like nearly over 25 years ago. I'm maybe embellishing the trailer a bit.
You may have watched it again because you said to watch it again.
Yeah, I said watch the films, not the trailers, dickhead.
I watched the fucking whole film, unfortunately.
Sorry. Yeah, so did I, twice.
Clearly not. You can't even remember what happened.
I forgot the trailer. Okay, I was wrong.
To be fair, the trailer is exactly the same as in the film too. So.
It is.
Okay, you know what? Okay, ignore me. I'm sorry. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh. But yeah. So I mean, this is back in the day when films wasn't released here first. We just talked about in past episodes. This is when we had to wait. I think we had to wait probably about. I think it wasn't long. It's about 3, maybe a few weeks, maybe a month. But all that hype. I remember going with friends to go and watch it at the cinema. But this is back in the day when you did have midnight showings. This was a special preview the night before.
Oh, we
got to see the special preview. We got
to see it before it was in cinemas in the UK on a dodgy VHS that my dad got from the video shop across the road from the bakery that we owned. So we had a bakery in Anfield, and there was a video shop across the road. And my dad used to go in there and like he'd get like pre-release like videos and like re-record them and like sell them to people. So...
Didn't he do that on planes though as well? Like a lot of like stewards and like stewardess used to get it from planes, didn't you? Stuff like that. Planes used to get a lot of things beforehand.
Well, this was literally a video rental shop. This was a VHS rental shop, and my dad would go in there, and my dad would go and take him a bit of like bread and cakes for free, and he'd give him like free like knockoff VHSs. And that's what we seen Independence Day, and it was like 3 months before it even landed in the UK in cinemas.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. We seen Mortal Kombat as well, like 3 months before, like even landed in cinemas over here as well.
Yeah, I remember seeing Ninja Turtles about 6 months before it came out over here.
It was mad, wasn't it? Like because it released in America. And then, like 6 months later, released in the UK. That was the old thing. So you'd have to get the knockoff ones if you wanted to see it first.
Yeah, this is true.
Right now, it's all we seem to be getting them before the Americans.
Yes,
There'll be a knockoff Nigel.
To be fair, though, I think they released them out here first because
America sucks.
After I wasn't going to say America sucks. I was just going to say it's probably because we're actually. What would I say? I think the quality of our home recordings isn't as good. For the fact that yes, our home recordings on a video camera.
All right.
Yeah. Because let's face it, the only problem with watching a film that was copied over from America was the fact that you'd hear people munching popcorn and like cheering at the end of films. In Britain, it was silence. In America, they'd be cheering, they'd be making comments.
Why do they clap at the end of the film?
I don't know, but I think they started doing it over here.
I get
Remember going to see the last Harry?
I get it's showing appreciation, but to who? Like, they're not there.
I remember going to see the last Harry Potter film in the cinema, and people got up in the cinema and clapped at that.
Really?
Yeah.
We're all just excited.
What the fuck?
A couple of people clapped at the end of Lightyear that I watched that the other week. So
it was released in the UK in August 1996. I hope I might be wrong. And it was. I don't know about you, but I absolutely went nuts on this one. I even owned a couple of T-shirts, and Chris and Mike knew me from high school, so you know what type of T-shirts I used to wear.
Yeah.
You
had T-shirts, yeah.
Yeah. I remember all the merchandise being out, the PlayStation game or the PC game, which was absolutely dog shit. Even got featured on an episode of Angry Video Game Nerd.
Nice.
If you ever watch it. Oh yeah.
I did.
Ian, do you remember in English when this was released, or obviously after Independence Day was released, and we did work on speeches? Did you get Independence Day played in your English class?
No, but I did bring it into the science class.
I did. I mean, not the whole film, obviously, but the bit with Bill Pullman doing his "I'm the President" speech towards the end, they played that as an example of how speeches, and so on and so on. So there you go.
You're joking. They did that as an educational treat for you.
Yes.
What?
No, we didn't get that. We did get to watch
correct.
it.
Were your teachers high?
Who was your teacher? Your science teacher? Your English
teacher.
English teacher.
Could have been Mrs. Cope.
They definitely went out and smoked a bit of weed, and he came back in and went, "Do you know what? Just open the end of Independence Day."
It could have been Mrs. Cope at that point, possibly, maybe.
Fair point. I can't remember Mrs. Cope. Oh well, was she my English teacher? I can't remember.
Mrs. Cope.
I have to ask. I can't remember if she was my English teacher though. No, but I did know in science. I think when it came out on VHS, I brought a copy in, and Mr. Boston put it on one of our last classes.
Mr. Boston was ace.
He was.
He was a good teacher.
He introduced me to Clockwork Orange.
He's genuinely just absolute nutcase teacher. Didn't want to be a teacher, just happened to be a teacher. Really good at teaching.
Yeah,
the trifecta. Everyone liked him because he didn't want to fucking be there.
But yeah, so it was released in 1996.
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely loved it. I loved the film. I remember it coming out on VHS and getting it immediately because I had one of those, lenticular covers, one where you move it and it changes the picture. So it was the White House, then it just explodes.
Yeah.
Remember going around to James Brooksbank's house and watching it on his parents' big widescreen TV with surround sound on that bit where the alien's head pops open and he just makes that big banging noise, that big jump scare. I shit myself. But yeah, growing older, I have got what would I call it? I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with this film. I mean, I loved it, then I hated it. Now I'm a bit more. I love it and I hate it at the same time, if you know what I mean. So it's gone from one extreme to another, and then now it's just I've kind of both love it and hate it. What about you? What about you, lads? Mike, let's start with you. Hello, Mike.
Mike says no.
Unless he's run to the toilet with a nosebleed.
Oh, possibly. Okay, let's move on to Craig. Craig, what did you think of the film?
I like it. It's a typical. It says it's all about the world coming together, but in the back of my head when I was watching it the other day, and it's just I just got a picture of that scene from Team America. It's America,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It seems to be a typical American, we'll come to save the world, like sort of type of movie. Like I said, it is good though. Like I do like the presence of like any alien movies that come in. Like look at Mars Attacks. It's an alien version of it. So
Yeah.
it's good at the end of the day, like I said. But I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I first watched it on VHS at my dad's. I can remember that. Like I said, I just like the whole. It just suffers one of those things as well. Like it's an old movie, and I think you can only watch it so many times before you start looking at the CGI, the graphics for it. Sometimes it looks crap, and then it obviously it still looks good, obviously because obviously for its time that it was. But yeah, I liked it. It was good for the time it was out and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm happy with it.
Chris, what about you?
Really like it. I think Independence Day is great. I think it's one of those kind of peaks in kind of science fiction. I mean, I label it as a science fiction film rather than like an action film, even though
it's definitely science fiction,
kind of action driven sort of thing as well.
It's Hollywood sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly.
I would class
it. It's full of explosions and so on, but it's a big, massive sci-fi flick sort of thing. But, but you know, it's got lots of kind of old school elements. It has practical effects and so on, which is always great. And I'll return to that when we discuss the sequel. But yeah, it's got practical effects. The alien design, the creature design is cool. The whole, because they have psychic powers sort of thing. The kind of aliens themselves are very kind of, oh look, they've got big eyes, big heads, no mouth sort of thing. You know, we've seen that kind of design before, but the bio exosuits and what have you, they're cracking.
Yeah, the aliens are actually really small though, weren't they? Really?
They're exosuits. Which I thought was a brilliant idea. I thought that was great.
Making more scary and menacing.
And thinking back to it, though, what I did like is the way that they built the tension, like to be, you know, these things appear and no one knows what the hell they are. You know, it's not aliens suddenly appear and start shooting everything. They appear, no one knows what's going on. They just sit there over the cities. They try and communicate and so on, and that's when that helicopter gets shot down out of the sky, and everyone goes, "Oh crap!" And then you know the coordinated attacks and so on. Why the aliens like sat there and waited for a bit, I don't know. Obviously, just pausing for dramatic effect. But you know, I'm pretty sure they could have just came down and basically wiped us out, but they didn't. So you know,
what I want to know as well is like, why in every movie where we're trying to make contact is it always flashing lights? What is it?
Because it's like a universal thing. Because you know,
I suppose light is actually quite a universal thing. Because like,
you can't assume that they know English, for example.
But that's you're flashing the lights and like they're not going to know the random that we use it or anything like that. So like,
a flashing light, it definitely says I'm here.
Yeah, I think the point is if you can make, and I understand that this does happen in nature to a degree, but if you can basically create or show that you can do like a regular pattern.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
It shows intelligence.
They're like
you're showing intelligence basically,
and they'll.
It's like this. This is regular. This is uniform. This is purposeful, and there is logical thought behind it. Then, even though you might not be able to communicate in any other way, you're at least highlighting that. Look, we are here. We are intelligent. You know. Because obviously these aliens are clearly
to be fair though, big ship comes down. We're already thinking they're pretty intelligent. They got across the fucking universe.
Yeah,
we barely got past the moon. So we would automatically go, they're smarter than us. Yeah, surely, like instantly. There's no arguing with that. We've never found. Sorry.
I suppose you are right. Like I said, obviously, it's weird though. Like like how I don't know how to explain it. Like I know what you mean. Like obviously communicating, but like, you just don't know like how they communicate as well. Like obviously we know that they communicate in the movie by telepathy, but if another
in Independence Day, he actually sticks his one of the aliens puts one of the tentacles up the guy's spine, attaches to his spinal column, and
I thought it was just wrapped around.
Uses him like a puppet, basically. Yeah.
It was Dr. Oaken, played by Brent Spiner. Also known as Data from Star Trek.
It basically puts like a little like thing up his spine, and just uses him like a puppet. Like
he was a meat puppet, yeah.
I thought he was doing it around his neck.
Oh yeah, it does wrap around his neck as well. I think. Yeah. Well, I think the idea was that it went up his spine. Like maybe they didn't show that because it was PG-13. But
funnily enough, the actor was called Brent Spiner as well.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah. So Mike, what was your thoughts on the film?
I really loved the first film. I think the first film was really good. Like I genuinely loved it. The second one was.
We'll do the sequel in a bit, dude.
Hey, sorry. So let's talk about the first one then. Okay, in the first one, what I found really cool as well is the fact that there was Will Smith in it, and the kid from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, his nephew, was in it as well.
Oh, he played his stepson, didn't he?
He did. He played his stepson. So like that, he was in it as well.
Was he from Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
Oh,
he played. I think it was. I'm not sure if it was before or after.
This is how old this film is.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince had only finished for 2 years, and then this film came out.
No, he was still in Independence Day when
we were still running.
Yeah, we're still running. Yeah.
I thought it finished for 2 years. I thought they'd finished filming for 2 years, and then
no, because I remember watching a documentary about when it came to an end. They said, "And here's the star of Independence Day, Will Smith."
All right. Oh my god. Yeah. So we're still filming. Maybe it filmed 2 years after. Maybe I've got my dates wrong.
Let me just check when it ended.
People can do checks.
96. Oh no, so it ended. So it did end May 20. Oh no, it did. No, you was right. I was wrong.
Not so.
Yeah, it was May 1996. It ended.
And it was 2 years before.
No, Independence Day came out in 96 as well, but it came out in July 96.
I was close.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I just thought it was really good that he brought somebody out, like a cast member over, and like he was like, "Oh, this kid's really good." Like, brought him with him.
Yeah, so he did.
Genuinely, I thought. It's dated, definitely dated.
That's what I said just a minute ago.
It's like some of the special effects in the film are absolutely terrible. The dog jumping out with the fire behind it, yes, it looks absolutely photoshopped on.
That amount of fire as well is probably
just burns into a crisp.
It's a good job fire can't like go through doors. Like,
like
they'd be in serious trouble.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but it's a good fun film. It's a good fun film to watch.
Yeah.
That is I will say, is that all that I've got to say on it? I'll probably think of something else when somebody else is talking.
Okay. I think we'll just circle down to me. Like I said at the beginning, I when I first watched it, absolutely loved it. Will Smith, I think it was his first, I think it was his main box office, movie box office breakout roles. Before he'd been in a few films before. I'd seen him in 6 Degrees of Separation, the drama, and a comedy which was made in America, which is just appeared on Disney Plus actually. But this was, I think, this was his big coming out to the to Hollywood. This was his first major blockbuster.
Film. Yeah.
And then he took off the following year. He was in Men in Black and stuff like that. Jeff Goldblum as well. I was up until then. He was known for The Fly and
The Fly. That was basically it, wasn't it?
No, Jurassic Park.
He'd done Jurassic Park, hadn't he? Yeah.
And another film.
He'd normally play quite creepy. Let's be honest, the same act that he always does, but like creepy nerd.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say another film I actually loved him in, but I watched it after Independence Day, was a film called Buckaroo Banzai, Across the Eighth Dimension.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah, and if we ever do more guilty pleasures, or our what's it called? What do we call it the other week? Hidden Gem. No, Hidden Gem.
Oh, Hidden Gem.
This would be another Hidden Gems, but I think Buckaroo Banzai still got quite a cool following, just not.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, so I knew him from that. Thought he was
Buckaroo
brilliant.
Banzai had a comic book that ran for like 12 years or something. So
I don't know. Kevin Smith was apparently going to do a remake or a sequel series, but never through. But we'll talk about that another time. But loved the film, loved the build up. It was people all really excited to see them. People, some people were suspicious, obviously, and then all hell breaks loose. We saw the trailers, we knew what was going to happen. The way that it was built up was just brilliant. Very tense, a lot of tension. The things I love the fact that Brent Spiner was in. We saw about the Doctor Who. They took over that was Data from Star Trek.
Yep. And what I love about that is the fact that he's so different from Data in Star Trek.
Oh yeah,
he's
long hair.
You would not, unless you know, you would not know that it was the same actor.
Is that the same actor?
Yeah, the guy with the grey hair, the guy that looks like Doc Brown.
Anyway, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's Data.
When we talk about the sequel, I'll come back to his character a bit, because I honestly thought he was dead.
Because he was in the sequel as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. He pretty much looked dead. But I think, the thing that jarred me was the dialogue, the bit where what's his name? Russell, the drunk pilot. Dennis Quaid's brother, Randy Quaid.
Randy.
Hello, boys, I'm back. That just, when they was just all talking, he was talking smack to the aliens all the way going through. I found that just really cheesy. Just really
I still thought that was in line with his character, though. To be fair.
Yeah, I did as well, because he was quite sort of like a cheesy person anyway, daft.
But I think
got adopted, and then it actually happened.
I thought that was funny when the interviewing the people who knew him, and he just said, "Oh yeah, they did things to him, sexual things." I thought that bit was funny. But I think the other thing that there's two other things that jar me, and that is the fact that it was the relationship between Will Smith's character and Jeff Goldblum's character. Because Jeff Goldblum becomes very, they barely had a word of dialogue between them up to the point where they got on the ship together.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, the way they're talking on the way up to space, Will Smith's doing all the fancy moves, and and Jeff Goldblum's character just shouts, Steve, like the best mates, and I found it quite jarring, especially the way they were shaking hands and they're like best mates, and that I think that kind of jarred me a little bit, and it's just something that bugged me. But this is when I watched the film, even originally. But I think the thing that I grew to dislike about the film, but now I've cooled off about, because it's an American film, but it's basically, it's America saves the world. They come up with the plan. They get all the world together. The big Independence Day speech, which, to be fair, watching back now.
Yeah. America.
Exactly. But to be fair, now watching it back, that speech is actually really good. Fun fact, though, as well. Before they didn't, Warner Brothers released a film called Independence Day beforehand, so they weren't sure the film was going to be, and they could get the rights to call it Independence Day, and then they did the speech. So that's how they said, "This is our Independence Day." Originally, the film was just going to be called ID4, so that's why you see all that ID4 stuff.
Right, okay.
That's why.
Cool.
That's why a lot of people just thought it was called ID4.
One thing I know about Independence Day is, do you know the scene where they blow the Empire State Building up?
Yeah.
So they use that at the end of the film as well. The exact same shot, except they were like running like low on time, so they literally just turned the building upside down in After Effects, pasted it back on, and just blew it up the other way around.
That's quite clever.
And they literally used the exact same shot twice, except the Empire State Building's turned upside down.
It's good. Like, see that I'll say in a minute when we go on the sequel.
Sequel.
But what I was going to say about that, the first one as well, there was a bit of what's it called now, where they do it on the spot, just randomly. What's it called now?
Improv,
that's it. Where Will's dragging the alien in the parachute. The bit where he goes, and what's that smell? And kicks it. Was meant to be improvised by him as well. Like, he wasn't meant to kick it or anything.
Yeah, no, basically what it was. So basically what happened was he was on the salt flats, and he kicked the salt, and he said, "Oh my God, what's that smell?" And that is in the film, because when you kick the salt flats, it smells like fish.
It will, it will more because it's
because it's basically just dead sea life. Yeah. So apparently that line got left in the film after he kicked the salt.
I thought that line was actually, I think it was just perfect. I thought that was like really
that's
funny.
What I mean. It's all, like I said, it's all improv for him as well.
I think that's brilliant.
It was
the smell of the planet.
But yeah, I mean, that was Will Smith is probably the highlight of that film. Bill Pullman was all right as well. But
I like Bill Pullman.
But we'll
I don't know. I did like Jeff Goldblum's character there.
Yeah. Just the thing that always
actually did really well in that film. To be fair, he didn't chew the scenery as much as he normally does.
Mm.
He played it quite well.
I think he just tainted that relationship, like the way he was talking to Will Smith's character, just tainted it for me a little bit. But I see your point. He was good for the rest of the film, but just one bit just jars and just pulls you out of the film. Yeah, that was it for me. But going back now, I mean, I've watched it about 3 or 4 times since in the past few years, and it's a good film to just sit down and just switch off to, and it's just a fun action film. It's a fun sci-fi action film, and I think we'll move on to the sequel now, because we waited 20 years. I mean, I don't know about you, but I personally wanted the sequel. And I waited years for it to happen, and nothing ever did until probably heard rumours in probably 2015 that we were finally making a sequel to it. Will Smith was obviously doing Suicide Squad, so he pulled out of it. But yeah, I mean, I like Jade.
That's why he pulled out.
Not because of the script, obviously.
Because of the money of the script.
But yeah, it was. But I like Jeff Goldblum's character. I think Jeff Goldblum, when he came back into this film, I liked him in this film. I think he had a bit more, like, it was his character from the original film mixed with a little bit of Ian Malcolm. I don't know if anybody's picked that up as well, but that was kind of mine. He kind of had a bit more of a rock star personality to him. And the fact that he brought his dad back, played by the wonderful Judd Hirsch from Taxi.
That was literally the only person I liked in the second film.
When he's driving along,
I didn't like him in the second one.
I did.
I thought I was like, oh right, and now we get to random pointless. What is this? Like,
why is he even there?
Do you think it messed with the pace?
And I don't know.
I kind of understand where you're going, Chris, because it genuinely
turned up.
He didn't need to be there.
Yeah, it's like, oh look, now random guy is driving a car full of kids, and oh no, they've ran out of petrol. but look, here's a magic school bus. Like, with more kids.
Oh, the magic school bus.
It was basically like, right, how can we up the stakes?
Miss Frizzle's coming.
Yeah.
Child endangerment.
How can we up the stakes for the final battle? I know. Let's have a bus full of kids there.
That's going to get stomped on, and the dad's going to get sued for child endangerment.
It was just what What
this is like why I like this chat. I like to see other people's hate of the film. The film is so boring. You have to admit.
Right. Okay.
It's terrible.
I think what it is with films like that as well, what they suffer with a lot of films that do a sequel after 20 years as well, it's just too much CGI.
The story is dead. The story is basically like.
I think, but like you said, how they did that explosion in the first one. But how you said, how good's that? Like they just flipped it. You wouldn't have thought of something like that now. It'd be like, oh, let's CGI it and everything.
Yeah, they have to do something way more expensive.
That's what I mean. But like I said, it's just like it's a lot of films that come out like 20 years ago. They just don't do well. Like when you're trying to make a new story for them
because the story mattered more than the CGI. And that is genuinely all it is.
Put it this way. Put it this way, right? I genuinely, before I watched it the other day, right? I genuinely could not remember if I'd watched it before that.
I was the same, Chris.
I thought honestly, I
watched it, and I genuinely and I was like, "Have I seen this before?"
Yeah,
exactly
now
the same thing.
Now that I've seen it, I still feel exactly the same.
Yeah, like, I could watch it again and be like, "Is this a new film?" Because it's so boring. You just lose attention so quickly.
Yeah, there's no tension build up. The CGI is so over the top. Like in the first one, you see like the White House getting blown up, the Empire State Building.
There's a story at the start. There's like people's lives and like stuff like that. Yeah. And like in the start.
Yeah, exactly. It starts off with so much normality, and I think that's brilliant. This one, because it's going over and it's got its own gravity. And it's like tearing up London. I didn't give a shit.
Nope.
Because it didn't feel like London. I wasn't connected to that scene whatsoever. That's supposed to be my capital city, and all I saw was, oh look, CGI landscape.
London Bridge is falling down.
Yeah, I didn't give a toss whatsoever.
Like I said, with these movies as well, I can't remember what I was going to say now. That's it. Like what it is, it's because it just jumps straight to the 20 years in the future. I think with movies like that, even if it's only 10 minutes at the beginning, just show what's happened in between.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's happened? How they've got to this? Like, even if it's like just
to be fair, they did though.
Get up to it, like, well, no, but I mean, like, it shows from like what happened, like from 96 to 2000.
Yeah, because they did.
Like, things upgrading and stuff like that. It basically opened like, oh, we're on the moon now. We've got technology here.
Yeah, they made a big deal about how humanity was brought together in all this like advanced technology and so on. But you didn't show how we got there or anything like that.
Like just 10 minutes. All it takes is 10 minutes of showing that, and it adds to the story then a bit. Like how everyone come together and help and stuff like that. But
actually. Just thinking on, they could have done. They could have used like Godzilla or the Marvel Incredible Hulk film. You just show what happened in between, like in like the the opening credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Godzilla that they made a few years.
Yeah.
But like I said, even what is it? Chris Hemsworth's brother. I don't even know his name. Couldn't save it.
Other Hemsworth. Just call him
other Hemsworth.
I think his name's Liam, actually. But...
Yeah, Liam Hemsworth, ain't it? Yeah. So, like, even he couldn't save it.
Well, I don't see why he would do, to be honest.
Not
horrible, but
big as his brother, is he? Like,
no. So
the only other movie that I know he was in is The Hunger Games, weren't it?
Was he?
I'm sure he's in the Hunger Games.
Is he like the Liam Gallagher of like the Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher? Like he just sort of like hangs on his coattails, sort of thing.
He exists. Put it that way. He exists. He's there.
I exist. I only just about a managed by, but
I think wasn't he the one who was going out with Miley Cyrus?
I shouldn't say stuff like that because I don't know the guy.
I think possibly maybe he was dating Miley Cyrus.
But yeah, no, he's got he is in the Hunger Games. So
there you go.
But yeah.
All right, okay.
That's the only other movie that I know that he's been in.
Well, all righty then.
He's been in Expendables 2.
Really? Is he?
Yeah, he's the sniper.
As what? Oh, right, okay.
You remember the one who got killed? He got killed in it as well.
I don't think I've seen that one actually, though. To be fair, but
yeah, he's the sniper.
Chris, your sarcasm smells.
Oh yeah.
My God, that's sarcasm. Jesus.
Yeah.
There's some big sarcasm, dude.
Yes, there is.
Right. Back on track. So where were we?
Yeah. Back to the sequel. Yeah.
The sequel is also utterly shit. We all agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I do.
All right, end the podcast. See you later.
See, this is the thing, right? When the first ship turns up at the moon, how come they blew that up straight away? Even though their experts said, no, hold on, don't do that. And how come they didn't send out a space helicopter with all the flashing lights?
Space helicopter?
Well, yeah, because they were on the moon. So, but like in the first one, where they sent the helicopter with the flashing lights to try and communicate, why didn't they send out a space helicopter to, that's a technical term, by the way.
Space helicopter doesn't work.
Shush. Anyway, I'm aware of this, Michael. That's not the point.
It doesn't work. No, I can't agree with this.
What do you know? Yes.
No, because how can a space helicopter work?
That's not the point.
No,
right.
Helicopters need an atmosphere.
Well, a space copter without the heli bit.
A spaceship. A spaceship. A ship. A ship in space. Oh, spaceship. Oh, right. Okay. I'm with you now.
Exactly my point. Why did they not do that? Hey, why?
No idea.
Exactly.
But I tell you what, the only thing I do like about movies like that, what come out like 20 years later, with the CGI and that, is that you get to see the aliens a bit better and how they can actually move. Because obviously when you watch them in the first movies, they're all jagged and don't move as fluid and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's the same like with the original Alien movie. Like when you watch the new ones now, you actually get to see them move around properly and see how they can actually move that. Like, so I do like bits like that with the CGI and that.
Yeah,
but I do like stuff like that and where you actually get to see the aliens, how they can actually move and move around. But
yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But like I said, other than that, it wasn't a good movie. I remember going to the pictures to watch it. I was like, and then it's just at the end. The ending was so cheesy as well. It's like we're going interstellar warfare. That's it.
Oh yeah. Oh, the magic 8-ball wants us to lead the rebellion.
Yeah,
that
magic 8-ball as well. It's like, we do not require physical bodies anymore.
Yeah. Oh, we moved to a We moved to a virtual existence, and we have really, really cool high-tech weapons. All right. Well, how come they picked your ass then?
And it's like virtual.
Because aren't you the very last one?
You're still in a fucking ball as well. It's like, oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was cheesy.
Wow. I love how much anger came out then.
Yeah.
Ian's just left. Ian's gone up and fucked off.
I thought
He's like, do you know what? fuck this. I am done. I'm leaving. I don't want to be part of this anymore.
I know. I think this is genuinely the most sarcastic I've been on this podcast. Like,
I
ever.
think it is. And do you know what? I genuinely love it.
I can be incredibly sarcastic sometimes, and yeah, this is
you need to do it more on the podcast because I think people will like this.
Yeah, but and I think they scrapped a third one, didn't they? After they didn't do it.
Have they scrapped it? See, this is the thing. They played up so much to the fact that, oh no, this will be great. We'll definitely get a sequel.
He was just put, hello, can you hear me? No, we can't.
No, we can't.
No.
We're taking over to Mutiny.
Bloody hell.
Yes.
Don't know what happened then. I was talking about the space helicopter and nobody could hear me. I was like, I didn't realise until I kept going.
All right, so we were just talking over you.
I thought they ignore me though, the fact that I'm the only person who actually thought the film was all right.
Oh, right. No, we could hear you. We just ignored that.
Yeah.
Bastards. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Listen,
Can everybody remember everything that we've said?
Yes, I remember exactly everything we've just said. Basically, we just said that film was shit.
No, right. I just want to say that the reason why they shot that ship down was because they're Americans and they're very trigger happy.
Well, they didn't do it the first time.
Well, that's probably because they thought, okay, they're a bit cautious the first time. Second time was like,
No,
okay,
the first time, no.
It's a big space
They knew
bollock.
about it the second time. That's why they shot at it. Like,
exactly, something turns up, especially the 20th anniversary. They're going to get a bit antsy.
Yeah, of course. But I get that. Oh,
go
on. So did you hear what I said about Godzilla? About they should have done the opening and just caught up everything, just did little snippets of events leading up to in the style like the Godzilla film that they released the next year, or so you're 98. Sorry,
the Godzilla film where Jamiroquai did the music for it.
Also made by the same.
Oh no, not that one. That one was terrible.
Yeah, that was same. Yeah. So that was the same
year, though, wasn't it?
No, 98. So that was it was the same. So same director, same writer, so same duo who made Independence Day and Stargate. So it's the same people. They got given Godzilla after Independence Day was so successful.
See what
Yep. I went to see that as well. And
so did I. Day before came out.
The soundtrack to it was amazing. The film,
it was
god awful.
It was awful. Godzilla gets killed by a couple of jets. But anyway, so
the Jamiroquai. Do you remember the Jamiroquai video? The music video he done where he was in the cinema and he stood up and just started dancing on top of the seats. No, that was ace.
It did. So what I was going to say, I love this film. I shouldn't say that. I like this film. I think it's a good film to just switch your brain off to. Yeah, I agree with you. The ending was just stupid, and Magic 8 Ball says we can go to space. But there's parts of it I liked. I liked Jeff Goldblum in it. I thought, what was it? I thought the president, Bill Pullman's ex-president was. Where did that come from? Then again, I suppose he could be suffering from some. Yeah. Honestly, the funniest thing about bringing the old cast back was the general who was Bill Pullman's main sidekick in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought him back, and I think they just grabbed him from an old folks home because he just didn't know. It didn't look like he even knew where he was.
Oh yeah, he was just sat there. They did have his actual wife though with him.
Was it his actual wife in real life?
Film, yeah. They actually used her actual first name. They introduced her as I can't remember what her name was. I think it does say on the Audrey Audrey, they introduced her as General Grey and his lovely wife Audrey. Her name is actually Audrey. So,
well, I said,
but yeah,
that it suffers the same again. Like it's a movie apparently about the world coming together, but it seems to be America giving the orders again. It's like, America, go.
Oh, that's why it looked like he's from an old folks home. It's because he died.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't long. I think it's like
2015.
So he must have died as soon as shortly after he filmed it. Then.
So when was that film out?
It was 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Jesus.
Yeah. It was on the 20th.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the character.
Isn't that a cross against the film then? That he acts in that film and then dies?
Not really. I think he was old. I think he was like just pretty much didn't even know where he was.
I think he just read the scripts and keeled over.
But you know,
read the scripts and keeled over.
Why you trying to say they did a weekend at Bernie's with?
If you look closely at this film, you can see the strings pulling his arms.
Yeah.
Should have put sunglasses on him.
Yeah.
But I think the funniest character, and it was cheesy, but it was funny. It was Brent Spiner's Dr. Oaken again.
Yeah.
There's some of the things he was doing.
Back in a second.
Okay.
Go on, carry on.
Love you, bye. So, I mean,
Brent Spiner was ace in it.
He's walking around with his arse out. He's just woke from a coma. I was made up because I honestly did think they killed him off because I thought he was good in the first film.
I thought he actually died in the first one though. I didn't realise he was still alive when it come into it. I was like, oh, he's actually still alive.
Well, you didn't see anything beyond when they shot the alien off him.
Yeah,
I don't think you saw him again. So
you didn't. Everyone assumed he was dead though because of
he kept him on the floor and he pulled the tentacle off his neck and he just looking there wide eyes like he was dead.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
What I thought.
So
did he check his pulse though? I'm sure he checked his pulse.
He didn't see anything afterwards, so it just might have been the fact that he was just catatonic. So you can see that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, but what I loved about it is the fact that at first it's his partner comes in, isn't it? And he wakes up and he's like, "Oh, baby, you've got old, you got bald and fat." So I was watching the first one again. And I noticed it's the same actor in the background. You see him in the background with him a few times. And he plays it, and I think he's the doctor who tells Bill Pullman his wife's going to die as well. So I thought, well, where did this character come from? Then I watched the first film again, and he was there, and I just thought it was such a natural relationship. It was just the fact that he kept, joking, like saying, he made him. He was making him what was it? It was a scarf, but it was meant to be a jumper or something.
Yeah, it's meant to be a sweater.
It was just a really sweet relationship between them, and I think it's the most wholesome part of that entire film.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see him back at all.
No, exactly.
And when I saw him back, I thought he was going to be kind of like an alien plant. I don't mean like a plant like a dandelion, but do you know what I mean? He would be kind of like a traitor figure, if you see what I mean, like the aliens with the main psychics.
That's in Pacific Rim.
I was going to say like Charlie Day, character in Pacific Rim Job 2.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was.
I'll tell you what's good. You haven't watched it, Chris. Because you watch an anime as well. Have you seen that Pacific Rim series on Netflix, the anime one?
No, I haven't actually.
I've not watched that yet.
It's good. It is really good.
Is it good?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Well, Pacific Rim, the film was really bad.
Oh, the first
I loved it. I loved the first one.
I genuinely didn't like it.
I enjoyed it, and to be fair, I didn't think the second one was that bad either. To be honest,
it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't as good as the first one.
I think they are very much like Independence Day in that it's you sit down, turn your brain off, watch the pretty explosions or giant robots. Sort of thing.
It's giant robots versus giant aliens.
Yeah, exactly. Now, giant robots is right up my street, so that's going to bias me to some degree. But I think the thing is, I think you get a feel for them though, and Independence Day 2 rubbed me up the wrong way. I was just sat there kind of being like, well, that's annoying, that's wrong, what's that?
Yeah.
And whereas Pacific Rim 2, it was like, right now punch that monster, and so, you know what I mean?
It was basic.
Yeah, it's
a basic bit sequel.
It is, but it worked. I get that. Yeah.
No, I still like Independence Day Resurgence. I mean, I think the title was fucking stupid, but I'd probably say Independence Day: The Return or something like that. But it is. I see all your points, but I just switch my brain off when I watch it, and it's just dumb fun. And I don't think we'll ever see a sequel to it. I don't think it's going to be like probably warmly regarded like
I
some.
was
some
actually
films.
looking on Google when it went down before the podcast. They say it's like, despite the ending teaser, a sequel, Independence 3, which would have dictated an intergalactic journey, never got greenlit. That being said, in early 2020, Emmerich, whatever.
Yeah, Roman Emmerich
expressed hope that a prequel could still happen. So you never know. It might happen.
I'd rather you make a sequel to Stargate, if I'm being honest.
I've never watched Stargate, so.
Really?
Stargate's brilliant. I love that film. The TV series, not so much. The film, brilliant.
The film was ace.
Yeah, absolutely.
How have you not watched Stargate?
There's lots of things you haven't watched on.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
literally. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a running gag of films Craig has not seen.
I don't know. I know because there's loads of films I haven't seen.
Mine's like movies that you should have seen.
It's blockbuster films.
Not even blockbusters. Like the films, I can't remember one of them. What I haven't seen, and everyone's like, "Have you not seen that?" But I can't remember which one we were talking about, and it was just like, "You not watched that?"
It was all of them. It was all of the films.
Yeah, I think the one that shocked me the most was definitely Labyrinth.
When I watched Labyrinth.
Yeah.
That was like 2017 when I watched that.
Yeah, I know. But that shook me to my core. But yeah. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was our thoughts on Independence Day. And not the Independence Day where our treacherous American cousins decided not to be part of this glorious British Empire.
Mm-hmm.
But to all our listeners in America, happy 4th of July.
Woohoo.
Aye, woohoo.
Yeah, happy 4th. You traitors.
Bang, bang.
We're just going to sit here and drink tea and just lament the fact that you're no longer with us and you've got elected an idiot. I'm drinking rum.
The Americans have got their own problems.
But yeah, America. Fuck no.
America, fuck yeah!
Fuck no.
In like 2 weeks' time, I'm going to see The Book of Mormon. I'm so excited.
Woohoo!
Nice.
On the 20th. I'm excited.
I've got Finger on the Friday. 4.
Yeah, I was about to say Thor.
Love and Thunder. Thor, Love and Thunder. Can't wait. Another Taika. Another Taika.
Yet another Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Our Flag Means Death yet?
No, I've got it ready to watch.
My god,
it's brilliant.
It goes so homoerotic very quickly, so just bear that in mind. but in such a brilliant way that you literally fall in love with the show because it's so fucking amazing, like the way they do it.
It's got Reece Darby in it.
He's so good at breaking boundaries and been like, this is taboo, but I'm going to put it in a film or a TV show or this or that, and then literally put it on Front Street, what makes it comedy as well. He's my favorite director at the moment.
Nice.
He's brilliant. I do absolutely love Taika.
Yeah. That and have you watched what's the other one?
About Taika though.
What We Do in the Shadows.
No, the offshoot of that. The what's it called?
TV
the one about the police. Is it something paranormal?
Oh no, not that. No.
Oh, what's it called now? Taika Waititi.
Well, while you're looking for that, did you notice Chris in? He's in Lightyear, isn't he? He voices one of the characters.
Yeah,
he does.
Wellington Paranormal.
Oh, I don't know.
It's really good. So basically, it's basically the same idea as X-Files, except instead of being really like well-trained FBI agents, they're two beat officers that live in Wellington, New Zealand. Like, you get put on the paranormal team. It's so ridiculous and it's so funny. It's on like its 4th series now.
Nice.
It's
I
really
need to look that up then. What's it called?
Wellington Paranormal.
Wellington Paranormal. I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, so on that absolute bombshell, which was not a bombshell at all, so ignore me.
Thanks.
We'll be back with.
I'm not offended.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, Mike. You know what? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Michael be wishing right now he knew how to quit me.
Michael's just done a takeaway, and he should be up at 4 a.m. So,
okay, well, we'll cut this. We'll cut this.
Yeah, let's put a pin in it.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in this for now, and we'll be back with our season finale, which will be scary films that are not actually scary.
So, no, childhood films that scared us that weren't actually horror films.
We'll think of a better title than the next.
I think, yeah, that's quite long, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, everybody. Enjoy the 4th of July to our American treacherous cousins, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Alexa, play the Geeky Dads podcast.
Purchasing creepy dog masks.
No, Alexa, play the Geeky Dads podcast.
Buying freaky dildo dog cat.
No, Alexa, you utter boob. Hey, Beastman, have you been fucking with my Alexa again?
Attention listeners, we are experiencing technical difficulties and will be back next week for another episode of the Geeky Dad podcast. Thank you for choosing the Geeky Dads for your listening leisure.